Hello, this is Dina London, and this is online contribution page training. So many times you will want to create donation or contribution pages that will appear on your website. Here is a sample of one that I've created for collecting money for tribute funds. So you can see here, you can have a description, a title, and then select fields for your constituents to put in their donation. In this particular example, I have different funds listed, open boxes where someone could type any dollar amount they want, and they can give to multiple funds, and the system will add up the amount. You can also add to your contribution pages the ability for someone to give perpetually. So for instance, they could give $54 every month to these particular funds. You can also embed fill-out forms into your contribution pages. So you see here, you can, this is pretty basic, but you could add other fields if you want to ask more questions. And you can give people the opportunity to pay by credit card, by ACH bank debit, or you can allow them to send a check later. You can also add a set of fields which will allow them to give in honor of and in memory of, and they can just fill out this part of the form so that you can then direct thank you notes to the correct party. Then they just click confirm, and the information goes into the database, and the payment processing information goes to the payment processor. So how do you set up something like this? Well, first, let's go into the database to take a look. So up here on your main menu bar under Finances, Manage Contribution Pages, that's where you'll find all the contribution pages that are in your system. If you're just starting out, there may be a few samples for you to use. You can, if you have lots and lots of them listed already, you can find them by putting the name in the find box and clicking search. Or you could choose one of the letters in the finder, the alphabetical finder here. Now, you may have some pages in your system that say Community Send and Pay Balance. So those need to pretty much stay as they are. You don't want to delete them from your system, and you don't want to edit them. The Community Send contribution page is one that is used for Purim baskets. And so you want to be careful if you do choose to edit that one, that you read the documentation on Purim baskets first. Pay Balances controls the member portal online payment page. So that, again, is something that you want to leave as is. Now, if you want to create a new donation page, you can click Add Contribution Page. And then it will take you to a title page where you can put in so we're going to have a garden beautification campaign. We need to give it a financial type. So it could be any particular financial type that you choose in your system. Please donate to enhance our temple garden. You can use the editor to be as elaborate as you want in your introductory message. You can also have a footer message. You can have a goal amount if you want for your campaign, and you can have a start date and an end date. do not use the box honoree section enabled. We have added the tribute fund profile or fill out form for giving in honor of and memory of that works better for synagogues. So just ignore the inbuilt honoree section enabled. You can also allow sharing through social media if you'd like. And a social media sharing block gets added to your contribution page. I'm going to click continue. And then this takes me to the amounts page. So the payment part. Here you can choose which payment processor you want to use. If you have multiple ones, or you may just have one. This box allows people to pay later. So if you want them to be able to pay later by check, you would check this box and then give them instructions. Please send check to Temple office. Here it asks if you want to use a price set. Price sets are more complex pricing setups that allow you to use different types of fields like drop down and radio button, and allows you to be much more complex in terms of your pricing. The pricing down here is much more simple, such that someone could just, let's say, give an amount. So let's say you say contributor is $54, donor is $180, and benefactor is $360. And so they would have to pick one of those as their donation. If you want something more complicated, you want something where somebody can pick multiple things, put in something like that, then you would want to use a price set. Excuse me. And there is another training that is specific to using price sets. You can allow them to donate on a recurring basis if you check this box, and you would want to check monthly or yearly. You would also want to go here to allow other amounts. This allows them to put in an amount of their choosing. This box pledges allows them to give as a pledge as opposed to on a recurring basis, as opposed to just giving a one-time donation, and it gets recorded as a pledge in your system. This is only available if you use the basic pricing. If you use a price set, some of these options will go away because they're not compatible with the options that a price set gives you. But this is mainly the basic setup, putting in your payment processor, whether you want people to be able to send by check, whether you want to use a fancy pricing or simple pricing, recurring as an option, and whether you want people to be able to put in their own amount. Now I'm going to click Save and Next. And it will take me to the next part of the wizard, which is memberships, which we don't use, so we leave this blank. And then we go to receipt, which is the next part of the wizard. So you probably want people to receive a receipt. All right, thank you for your donation. You want to maybe put in a message. Right, and then you can also click here. It says email receipt to contributor, and then so this up here is going to give you a thank you page after somebody clicked contribute, and then here email receipt to contributor, that would be, let's say, right, B'nai Bedrock. We're going to be info at B'nai bedrock.org, and then we are going to say, well, what is our message? Thanks for your donation. And you can CC or BCC someone in the Temple office, so that every time somebody donates, somebody in the office will receive an email, but that's completely optional. So let's just click Save. There is a tell a friend option, which you're able to use if you want to. Basically, it allows people to spread the word further about your campaign. And you can read through this at your leisure, giving people an info link that they can have forwarded to a friend. When we get to profiles in the system are basically fill-out forms. So you'll want to add at least a basic fill-out form to your contribution page so that people could tell you their name and their email address. And then you can add another form if you'd like. I'm going to add the tribute form so people could give in honor of or in memory of. And that's how you would add that into your contribution page. And let's just click Save. So we'll ignore premiums and personal projects. The one other thing that I want to show you is widgets. So you can, if you enable the widget, it allows you to add something to your website that will show people how far along you are on your campaign. So you can see here, this widget is going, the little thermometer will move based on how much money you have raised so far. And by copying this code here, you can embed this on a block on your website. So let's just say that we're finished with our page. Now we want to see what it looks like. So we can go up here where it says contribution links and go to online contribution live. Once we click that, it will take us to the page that we created. So here's our title, here's our description, here are the prices we gave. You can see I can just, I did basic pricing, so I can only choose one, or I could choose a totally different amount. And here's the recurring that I enabled, the email address, the basic profile that I added, the payment method, the ability to send by check, and then the tribute in honor of, in memory of fields that I also added. And so once someone goes, let's say I choose by check, then I click confirm. It will take me to the confirmation page where I had filled in, please send check to Temple office. And then I click continue. And I get the thank you for my donation. Thanks for donating to our garden beautification that I typed in on my thank you page. And then I'll get an email, also an email receipt. Now, let's say you want to then take this page that we just created, right? So we created it under Finances, Manage Contributions. And if we go back here now, it's here, Garden Beautification Campaign. And we can edit it. Any of the pages that we put information on, we can click on over here and we can edit them. We can also see contributions made to this page, the link to get to the page, and we could also make a copy, disable, or delete the page. So in terms of getting it onto the website, we'll go back to the live page, and you'll see that there's an address here, right? This is the address that allows someone to get to the page. But right now, I can only get to it from the back office. So if I copy that link, and then let's say I go to my website controls, and maybe I want it to show up maybe under Donate. So if I go to Structure, Menus, and I go to Add Link for my main menu, and I put in the title Garden Campaign, then I can paste that address right in the path. And I want it to show up under Donate, and I can click Save. And I'm just going to make sure that Donate is shown as expanded, which it is. So now my garden campaign is showing up under Donate, and I can click on it, and it will take me straight to my donation page that I created. So if you have more questions about creating online contribution or donation pages, you can go to our online support documentation area. You can send an email to support@jvillagenetwork.com, or you can come to our weekly open office hours and ask your additional questions. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much for attending.